Day 167. You are on track to read the whole of the New Testament by the end of this year. Together, we're doing that. We are pressing on, encouraging, inspiring one another to read every day. If you happen to have fallen behind by a couple of days, maybe even a few more, don't panic. Just keep reading your chapter as regularly as you can and work in a few extra moments here and there. Most of the chapters we are reading are at most 4 or 5 minutes. And as we carry on reading in the New Testament, there are going to be some really short chapters. And in those days, just with a few extra minutes, you are going to catch up really, really quickly. Paul here, Galatians chapter 5, continues holding before us that obedience to the law, a desire to be obedient to the law, is placing ourselves under slavery. And if we want to obey any part of the law, specifically here, circumcision, then we also have to obey every part of the law. And as we do that, we exclude Christ. We either saved by faith or by works. The two are mutually exclusive. He also mentions that the opposite of legalism, being bound by law, is liberty, and liberty can be an opportunity to sin. We can interpret liberty as I can do whatever I want, and Paul says that is not the truth of the gospel either. The Holy Spirit writes God's law upon our heart, and it's not a legalistic, but we are led by the Spirit in holiness, in purity, in righteousness. He says it so powerfully that the law of love, to love your neighbor as you love yourself, sums up the whole of the Old Testament law. So if we want to keep a law, that is the law that we should keep. That we love our neighbor as we love ourselves. He speaks about the works of the flesh, the things that come from our flesh, the sinful actions that flow out of our fallenness, our brokenness as humans, and contrasts that with the fruit of the Spirit. It's works, it's from ourselves, and it is fruit. Fruit meaning a manifestation of the Spirit being in us. These aren't the things that we can do. These are the things: goodness, kindness, faithfulness, self-control, love, joy, peace, gentleness. I've missed a couple, but the Holy Spirit works those in us. And if we live by the Spirit, let us also continue to walk in the Spirit, to keep in step with the Spirit. In other words, if we are led by the Spirit, if we're living in the Spirit, let us walk in love.